Beautiful child, beautiful child.
Established in the late 1980s, the Teddy Bear Clinic began as a community initiative in response to the need to secure the integrity of medical evidence of sexually abused and exploited children. As a non-profit organisation, the Teddy Bear Clinic is committed to providing free and full therapeutic support to previously disadvantaged, underprivileged children and their families to help them deal with the trauma of sexual abuse.
Without medical evidence, it's almost impossible to submit children's evidence. Therefore, the medical evidence is of the utmost importance. And it is very often that the medical evidence is of a nature that only an expert can really ascertain that there had been an injury. In that regard, the Teddy Bear Clinic is invaluable to us and had trained many doctors.
Look at us now. 20 years later, the Teddy Bear Clinic has branches in Johannesburg, Krugersdorp and Soweto, and apart from dealing with the effects of sexual exploitation, our team at the clinic is focused on securing the convictions of sexual offenders. This can often be challenging, especially in the absence of medical evidence, as allegations are simply not enough. Our highly trained staff conduct forensic assessments to establish whether sexual abuse in fact took place, the extent of the abuse, and wherever possible to identify the perpetrator. These competent professionals utilize play therapy, drawings and discussions as part of their repertoire of skills in their investigations. Carefully monitored psychological tests are conducted, with reports being made available to the courts, and social workers are often called upon to testify on behalf of a child.
The medical part of the acquisition of evidence is very important. It's absolutely essential that when children are prepared to go to court and stand up in court and tell what happens to them, that they get the support of the medical professional. And therefore that gathering of the evidence, the way we gather the evidence, the way we get evidence from the child, and then provide the evidence for the court, whether it be in the form of forensic material or whether it be in the form of documenting what we've seen, in such a way that the court can actually understand it. A valuable asset that we've got in the clinic is the colposcope, which is a fancy camera which takes a very detailed photograph. Although the colposcopic photograph doesn't stand up alone in court, you have that digital image or that visual image of what the doctor's seeing can be very valuable. We can not only present it to the court as evidence, but doctors can look at it together afterwards and look at the relevance of it.
The clinic's court preparation program ensures that the child and family are adequately prepared for the court proceedings, and they are provided with all the support they may need to deal with the traumatic process of the trial. An important part of this court process is to determine the mental age of the child as opposed to their physical age, and establish whether a child is capable of testifying. Our Teddy Bear team includes auxiliary workers, specially trained social workers, counsellors and psychologists dedicated to putting violators behind bars. Our court preparation program has proven to be very successful. The Nelson Mandela Children's Fund has approached us to provide court preparation training for an NGO in the deep rural town of Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape. This endorsement is not just an honour, but a fitting testament to the excellence in the values, merits and success of our program.
The Teddy Bear Clinic had been working very closely with this specific court for many years. And in fact, they do have officers on the premises specifically to assist us with court preparation. Most of the witnesses that we deal with would be witnesses under 14 years of age and cannot be utilized as witnesses in court without having been prepared to testify. Court preparation very often happens at at court. Very often when a child is being utilized as a witness and we find that the child is not able to testify, we take them to Teddy Bear Clinic, we then would counsel them for an hour or two, and in most instances after that counselling we can utilise that witness as a state witness in the trial. We find that without the necessary court preparation, the children are just absolutely different witnesses and can contribute very little positive information in terms of the criminal case that they have to testify in.
Child abuse no more. How do we achieve this? How do we ensure we rid society of child molesters, sexual offenders and paedophiles? Statistics have shown that once a paedophile reaches adulthood, there is no known cure, and they could go on to abuse up to 300 children in their lifetime. We also know that paedophiles and sex offenders were, in all likelihood, abused as children themselves. The Teddy Bear Clinic has again risen to this challenge by extending the scope of our work beyond the victims of these horrific acts and joining forces with the Department of Justice. It is a well-documented fact that the criminal behavior of a child who stays in the justice system will be reinforced by these circumstances, hardening them into eventual adult offenders. The aim of this project is to establish a nationally accepted model of diversion and rehabilitation programs for young sex offenders. Children are malleable, and if positive, purposeful and constructive intervention takes place at an early stage, these young sex offenders are afforded the opportunity to become successful and valuable contributing members of our society. These diversion programs are designed to enhance the child's positive development and focus their energies on more creative and physical mediums such as art, dance, music and sport, and encourage them to express themselves in a more constructive way.
What the Teddy Bear Clinic assists us with is anger management in terms of physical assault on children, or the sex offenders program for youthful sex offenders. We have it had been extremely successful. We've not had one comeback after a person had been diverted, that not one of them had come back as a repeat offender. But we do keep register of them in order not to ensure that someone does not get the benefit of a diversion twice. But as I said, they had not come back. We had not had one come back.
In our efforts to support communities throughout South Africa, another priority for the Teddy Bear Clinic is to educate children about sexual abuse and exploitation. This ongoing dedication and relentless determination to eradicating the scars caused by sexual abuse goes a long way towards ensuring the Teddy Bear Clinic rises to the challenge of child abuse no more. To help us strive towards this goal, the Teddy Bear Clinic relies on the support and generosity of individuals, businesses and foundations to fund the vital services they provide. Please support the Teddy Bear Clinic for Abused Children and help us realize our dream of child abuse no more.
Beautiful child, beautiful child.